Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are continuing our journey down to the depths of the bottom of the barrel with McFarlane Toys, DC Multiverse, Batman, Earth 2 Society, Batman. It's another one. It's another Batman that reuses almost all old parts. And we can't reuse new parts, but you get what I'm saying. And it has some things that are kind of cool about it and kind of not so good, so I thought, well, you know what? I would be doing my audience a disservice to not review something that maybe would help them. So I'm going to do it. And I like Batman, and this one's a unique design, so I figured, what the heck? But that ends up being what I'm thinking about this figure. What the heck, Todd? Alright, let's get it off the stand and take a closer look. Alright, before we look at the figure, let me show you my package. It is the same standard packaging. I still think it's probably one of the best, or it is definitely one of the best, just low-end figure packagings. It's got a lot of plastic for the window, top and side, figures front and center. No, like, weird patterning or coloring in the background to distract from the figure. I mean, like, there's stuff, but it's very subtle. It's a nice-looking package. I think that's probably the best thing Todd has created with this line, is a decent package. The figures, we've had a few good ones, but mostly it's been a pretty lackluster line, but they're really going out with a weird assortment so far, but who knows, maybe we'll get some good stuff. Now, this guy, he is in stock at Big Bad Toy Store. If you want to get one, I'll put a link in the description below. I don't necessarily recommend it, though. Wait for the end of the review. He's about 7.5 inches to the top of his head. That's going to make him just about 19 centimeters. Here he is up against Darwin, obviously a different scale. Now, if you guys remember, when I reviewed Batwing, the 2.0 version, I said, hey, this is actually surprisingly a pretty good figure for being a pretty not great figure. It was alright, and it reused a lot of parts. This one's kind of the same thing, because here's the weird thing about Todd. They do have some nice sculpts. This is not a bad looking sculpt. It's fairly heroic. It's decently proportioned, even front to back. It looks pretty good. This is not a bad looking figure. Proportionally speaking, it's pretty nice. It's all old stuff, except for the chest and head. Well, abdomen too, and the torso, the whole torso, crotch too, not just the chest, the whole torso, I misspoke. So that's new, but the rest is old stuff. It's not incredibly inaccurate. I'll show you the back of the package. It's fairly close. It's not accurate, but it's close enough that I could see it. Like, it's definitely not good, but it's not the worst thing in the world, and I don't know that there are enough super fans of this look that it's gonna matter. Let me know. Question of the day, did you want this version of Batman? I didn't even know it existed. And I have to say, I do think it looks pretty cool. The black and gold is great. I don't know whoever designed this. I don't know what they were thinking for the face, other than we need a new look for Batman. But the whole thing is just crazy. The thing over the nose is a weird look. The mouth thing, very, very strange. But the black and gold is a nice look. The tech suit, sure. Alright. So, yeah, it's close-ish. It's not the right look, but it's close-ish. So I could see people being okay with it if they wanted it. So, knowing that the body has good look to it, generally speaking, decent sculpt, it's reasonably accurate, I thought, okay, maybe. They did it again with the cape. It's supposed to be a wired cape. I mean, it can be. It's the same cape they've used a billion times, it seems. And you could definitely insert your own wire. There's no wire. It's just not wired. And the other great thing about this is the way it connects. If you don't fold it over the shoulder, it looks really silly. It does that because of the way it's seated under the cowl. It's not good. So you have to do that sort of situation. And that's all you can do because of the way it's connected under the, I guess it's not really, I guess it's kind of the cowl, whatever. The way it's underneath that part, good idea, poorly executed. These non-wired capes are just, if you're going to do cloth, it needs to be a soft material, and it needs to be connected properly, or it needs to be wired. That's a big deal. Now, you can definitely pull it down, and you can see it has a good look to it. If you hold the cape down, or if you insert your own wire, you're going to have to do a little bit of work, but you can make this figure look nice. I will still contest, even with a wire in there, though, you're going to be kind of stuck because of the way it connects under the cowl. But if you're going to pop this thing apart anyway, to do that, you could probably adjust that and make it decent. So again, this is another customizer fodder type figure, other than if you really like it and don't mind just taping the cape together in the back or something. Because if you just stick that on your shelf, it's not going to look bad. It's got decent proportioning. If you're trying to do like a Batman Iron Man Hall of Armor sort of situation, you're fine. It'll look decent if you do this, if you hold it together back here. You know, it could be worse, for sure. It is still the shiny material on the outside and not on the inside. But it's just another lazy, super lazy phoned-in cash grab, if you ask me. It does have some goodness to it because the parts are decent, but it's not a good figure. It's definitely not worth the money. So aesthetically speaking, it's going to get a 5 out of 10. There's some value to be had, but it's a pretty lazy, crappy figure. Alright, now as far as accessories go, you get the open hand and the trigger finger hand that comes on him in the package. Very useful for Batman. Then you do get a fist hand and another fist hand with some batarangs. Now those are good hands. I'll take those. It's not technically 2 fists, but it's close enough. I don't need the other ones. But you can also do the open hand with the batarang combo. Have you guys noticed this? That sometimes they give figures hands that should go together, but then they're on the same side? You've had to have noticed that. I hate it when they do that. Whatever, doesn't matter. This guy's good for hands anyway. And then other than that, all you get is his card and DC display stand. So that's pretty crappy. So, accessory-wise, 1 out of 10. He's got a couple of hands that are decent enough. Now, as far as the articulation goes, it's going to be basically the same as before, but we do have the new torso and head. So let's see how it is. The head, being a Todd figure, is on a double ball peg, but it's very, very limited. It has almost no range. This is Marvel Legends level of articulation, so that's really unfortunate. Cape we already talked about being bad. The shoulders, they have a little bit of play, and they actually did sculpt the caps in there. I don't know if the original one had that or not, but those are sculpted, so that helps the look a little bit. And they move around fairly well. We get better than horizontal range out of that shoulder, so that's pretty good. And you're going to get your full rotation, so that's good as well. Bicep swivel is fine. Double jointed elbow is fine. It's almost like whoever sculpts their more hard surfacey designs is a much better sculptor if it's a different person, or he's just really good at this sculpt style, because even like the purple and green guy from Batman Beyond, like a lot of the sculpts have been really nice when they have this sort of aesthetic, and then a lot of the other ones have been pretty crap. Wrists are on a ball hinge, they're okay. The torso, both joints together, he leans back really well. It's a nice setup. Leaning forward, almost literally 0. Like, you can't quite tell he's even trying to lean forward. To the side, you get a little bit at the bottom, none at the top. You do get your rotation out of both, though, so it's not great. The diaper on this guy, I should have mentioned this earlier, I forgot to. It's big and flat, so they really needed to shape that differently. Put these parts up here, cut the diaper down so that it doesn't look like a giant actual diaper. I don't know why Todd thinks giant diapers are the way to go, but they're not. You need just enough to hide the gaps inside. So that's unfortunate. Going out to the side with the legs, you can get them pretty far out there. Not all the way, but far enough. And these things bend, so that looks corny, but it's fine. And then bring the legs forward. The diaper flexes enough that he can kick forward pretty nicely, so that's surprisingly good. Going back, he can also go pretty far back. That's good. Thigh swivel on this guy, it's better than most. So that's not bad. And then the double jointed knee, one of the best looking knees they've done. They usually have really ugly ones, like I said. These slightly mechish type figures look a lot better from Todd. Proportioning, not anywhere near as bad as some of the other figures, so that's not bad either. And then for the ankles, we still have the heavily ratcheted ankles. You get tons of range, but you have to find the right sweet spot, and the whole situation is pretty ugly. But super functional, tiny weird feet, but functional. And the toe hinge, oof. What the? I've never seen a toe hinge do that before. Goodness gracious. That's called, not doing it right. I don't even know what to say about that. I've never seen that. Like, yeah, you don't have to go that far, but it doesn't need to go that far, and it probably shouldn't be able to. But it's not the worst functionally speaking other than that. So articulation's going to get a 6 out of 10. You'll be able to pose it a decent amount. Enough. Cake rating. Ooh, it's pretty minimal. There's not a whole lot of cake going on there. There's a little bit, but not much. I'll give him a 3 out of 10. Okay, time for the final verdict. Is this a good figure? No. Is it good enough if you want a Batman that looks like this? Yeah, I guess. They're overpriced and not good. I want to be clear. But there's probably enough good that if you want it anyway to fill out your weird McFarlane Toys Batman suit armor gallery thing, there's enough there that it's alright. The proportioning goes a long way. But you're going to have to mess with the cape a little bit and just be okay with a really subpar figure. And mine has this problem down here. I don't know. Maybe that's just mine. I didn't mention it before, but there's a weird lump down there. But yeah, there's definitely, it's more bad than good for sure. But there is enough good that if you wanted it, you could probably justify it well enough. It's not the worst figure in the world, and so that that's really the best I can say about it. I'm gonna give it an overall rating of 5 out of 10. The core sculpt is not bad, I have to say. A little bit of customizing on this thing, and it could be a 10 out of 10 in terms of looks. But obviously that's not what we're doing here. So yeah, it's going to get a 5 out of 10 overall. It's not a very good figure. And that's all I can say about it. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. And if you haven't subscribed, you should. I have new videos just about every single day and thousands already on the channel. So make sure you come back for all of that. And in the meantime, keep collecting.